Hello everyone and welcome to Fistful of Feminism. My name is Monica and today I'm going to do my first YouTube tag, which is the Geeky Social Issues Community tag. I was inspired to do this tag after a collaboration with Kathy, who you've seen on my channel before. All her stuff is down below. And she was inspired to do this tag by the creator of the tag, Rowan Ellis, who hosts FemTube Chat. The origin story of this tag is actually really cool, and I would encourage you to watch the video down below of Rowan talking about this tag and how she created it, and just really neat. So I'm going to be answering some questions to do with this tag. I'm really excited because, as you can tell, this channel is full of geeky stuff and full of social commentary and full of feminism, unpacking everything. I think it's really cool that this community has formed, especially because we're all fans of all of these fandoms and geeky things, but that doesn't mean that we can't still have a conversation about it and deconstruct and figure out what is wrong with these things and how we can make them better. So, whoa, my fault. So without further ado, here is the Geeky Social Issues Community tag. Question number 1. What would you like everyone to call you, and what are your preferred pronouns? Hi everyone, my name is Monica, and my preferred pronouns are she and her. Question number 2. Why did you start YouTube, and have your reasons for doing YouTube changed? I started YouTube with this series, Fistful of Feminism, and my goal was to just make content, to have a space for my voice to be heard and space to start conversations about feminism, about intersectionality, about racialization, about colonization. I don't think that my reasons have changed, but I think that they've grown. So I've seen the amazing work of femme YouTubers in the community and watched their videos, been inspired, started doing some more rant videos, which is really healthy for me. And the great thing about the kind of videos that I make is that we're always learning and always challenging preconceived notions and just always learning new things. So that's the way that my channel has evolved over time. Question number 3. What do you geek out over, and are you part of any fandoms? Am I part of any fandom? Okay, you can't really see that, but that's a Sailor Moon poster. In this room alone, I know you can't really see anything, but out of just what I can see, I'm gonna tell you what I see in my vicinity that is geek. A BB-8 scarf, a Pokemon poster over there, an R2-D2 hat, an Iron Man mask, a Captain America shield, a Rey toy, a Pac-Man necklace, lots of Firefly, everything. In order, Agent May, Agent Carter, Rey, and Kaylee pop-up figures. I have Pixar in this room with Sadness from Inside Out, Dancing Groot from the Marvel Universe in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think you're getting the point that what I can see around me just proves to me that I am a geek and have a lot of fandoms. So I really love Disney, I love Star Wars, I love Marvel, I love anything Pixar. I'm kind of just, I'm sort of like a person in an adult body that didn't really ever grow up. Well, I have a lot of fandoms, and lots of my previous videos kind of show that. I talk about those forms of media and how feminism and intersectionality plays into all of that, especially things like racialization and whatnot. So I geek out over a lot of things, and actually you can check out down below for my collaboration with Kathy. We actually talked about our favorite fandoms there, so check that out down below. Number 4. What social issues do you talk about on your channel? Oh, what do I not talk about? So all the things that I talked about before, with the emphasis on racialization, decolonization, and how colonialism has affected the Western world. I talk about intersectionality, feminism, ableism, racism, sexism, classism, you name it. We talk about it on Fistful of Feminism. By we, I mean me, but me. So I'm very interested in how intersectional feminism plays a role in every single thing that we interact with in our lives. And because I'm such a big geek, there are a lot of social issues that happen to be ingrained in our movies, in our books, in our TV shows, in all of that. I say that I really specialize in racialization because that's a very important thing to me. As a mixed race person, I'm a Filipina woman, that plays a huge role in how I am consuming different media and different products and the kinds of representations that I see. So that's a really big part of what I talk about on my channel, and believe me, it's everywhere. Number 5. Is there a social issue or element of geek culture you wish saw more focus on YouTube? Yes, I was actually talking about this yesterday when I was in one of my university classes, but what I am seeing is, especially in like con situations, so like Comic-Con, Fan Expo, it's very obvious that things like anime and Japanese animation are huge. They've blown up over in, you know, my parts that I live in Canada, in the United States. It's a very clear genre and a very clear fandom. But the dangers of that is ultimately the whitewashing of these traditionally Japanese cultures and fandoms, and how fetish plays a part in that. So what I'm seeing, especially right now, is a lot of fetishization of different Asian cultures within fandoms of things like Japanese anime, of white folks who really love Japan and things like that. I think there's just a danger of racialization and fetishization coming together at a head, and you know, it kind of reduces Asian women especially down to only stereotypes and what they might see in that media. So there's not really room for queer Asian characters, for trans Asian characters, for Asian characters that may differ from obviously Japanese characters. So the Filipino women, where are they? The Laotian women, where are they? So you kind of see what I'm getting at. Diversity is happening, but we need to keep having those conversations of when does, you know, an appreciation for a culture end up becoming appropriation, and that really problematic fetishization of a racialized population is very problematic and doesn't leave a lot of room for nuance and, you know, hearing the voices of those people. So that's something that I really wish was talked about more on YouTube, which is why I'm going to be talking about it more on YouTube. I'm going to be having some episodes coming up about fetishization of Asian women and what that kind of entails in the media. Number 6, why is this genre or side of YouTube important to you? It's important to me that we're being critical of the things that we love and the things that we've been socialized around. So things like Disney for me was a huge part of my childhood, Star Wars, Marvel, they're all very powerful entities that are owned by corporations who, you know, that's part of the heteropatriarchal capitalist system. So, you know, me buying into that in some ways is very problematic, but how can I turn that around and find pleasure within all of these fandoms while still simultaneously deconstructing, reconstructing, rejecting the systems that these corporations put in place, and so on and so on. So I think it's really important that, one, geeky girls have a voice online, because of course there is historically a very violent history of women on the internet, or how people react to women in the geek culture. I think that's still something that needs to be talked about. But again, it's all about representation too. So if we're talking predominantly about white women, like, why is that, and why is that conversation not opening up to different, you know, walks of life and different people who are not white? So it's important to me on a lot of different levels, but mostly it's important that we just are staying critical and remaining aware and always being intersectional, always learning, because you can't be leaving anyone behind in your analyses. So I'm giving up on the hands. Number 7, any channels in the Geeky Social Issues community you want to recommend? First off, Rowan Ellis, the creator of this tag, most recent video about fem erasure is so good, so check that out down below. Nice One Francie, who was also a part of the creation of this tag, see down below. Kathy Truthard, amazing person, love her. Princess and the Scrivener, I love these two. They have such great commentary on a whole sorts of Disney films especially. And for some things, MTV Brawless actually talks about some social geeky stuff too. A little bit more mainstream and broad, but the other YouTubers I talked about are all generally smaller, so that's really awesome. So that's it for the Geeky Social Issues Community tag. I love this tag. I think it's really awesome that we're having these conversations. I didn't even show, but I'm wearing a Ray shirt. This has been an awesome tag. I'm really proud to be geek and to revel in my geekness all the time, and I'm so happy that A, was a tag created, thank you Rowan, and B, that there's a community out there that we can all reach out and talk about all of these things. If you want to see any more tags, recommend them down to me below. I am new to the whole YouTube tag thing. And as always, if you like, you can subscribe and go there and da-da-da. And I'll see you all not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Okay, bye!